is what we're looking to hear. I speak to policymakers, politicians, people in power, you, distinguished Nigerians and residents of this country, national news, national stories rather, subnational, sometimes on a global level. Everything that is important, especially that has to do with this great nation and good people of Nigeria, is a business. Here, and thank you for making it a day with us again. Femi Ojo remains my name. I welcome you. Ms. Oms, good morning.
Good morning, Femi.
Right.
How are you?
Very well. I'm okay. How are you too?
I'm all right.
Definitely, obviously.
Yeah. Lots of things actually happened yesterday, but we're okay.
Right.
Yeah, in the news space, actually, not with me, though. Good morning, dearest viewers. I am Uzom Sekichiko, and welcome to Tuesday. This is the second day of the week, and this is Morning Spring again on Western Spring Television, the state of the living spring. So stay tuned.
All right, we go on this quick break. When we return, the program will continue. Stay with us. All right, we go straight to what the papers are for us today. And I will be starting from the Guardian newspaper. Strong Naira unsettles FX market amid warning dollar savings. Strong Naira unsettles FX market amid waning dollar savings. And of course, you have the picture of the Naira at the backdrop. You have that of the dollar. And you can see the exchange rate and the graphical representation from 2022, till 2024. In 2022, 899 Naira, and it jumped to 1,594, 1,416, 1,306, 1,487, 1,535, 1,596 to 1,590, 1,668. And then 1647, 1683, 1548. And currently, according to the Guardian, the value of a dollar to Naira is, or a Naira to a dollar rather, is 1,503 Naira. So stronger Naira unsettles FX market amid waning dollar savings. And below that, speculations mount over 2027 as Atiku Obasanjo hold closed door meeting. Interesting. Speculations mount over 2027 as Atiku Obasanjo hold closed door meeting. Many persons will be wondering what the meeting is all about and the outcome of such a meeting. These were sworn enemies in the past, and the relationship of a boss to and his vice, they were in power from 1999 to 2007, but then it ended on a very frosty relationship. But then, never say never, and they're having closed door meeting now.
And as usual, politicians are used to defer things. Atiku has come out to say that he didn't visit him against the 2027 election, but Nigerians but always put
the visit wasn't for 2027
elections. Yeah,
we wait.
We wait. Exactly.
That's it. Now, women sexually violated or killed every 10 minutes in Nigeria. That's terrible.
Terrible.
That's a very terrible and the kind of statistics that will make everybody to shiver.
Every 10 minutes.
10 minutes. According to a report, I guess, women are sexually violated or killed every 10 minutes in Nigeria. So that means in an hour, at least six women, will be harassed, sexually harassed, violated or killed in Nigeria. We like to see that report and, to act on it as well. Either it's been exaggerated, either it is exactly like that. And, with what we are seeing, especially with the advent of the social media that is bringing up some of the stories, you get to hear more of them that it used to be in the past. But then it also speaks to our communal living, our society, how endangered the female species, the female gender has been at this time. It's, if you ask me, actually, it's a multi-pronged situation, actually, because we have some men who are wicked. They are terrible humans. They are just men, but they are terrible humans. So that makes them terrible men who would do it to anybody. In this case, the women folks, some of them violate their own daughters.
Yeah.
They violate their own sisters. They violate their own cousins. So they are just wicked and criminal in nature. There are some that particular situation is being enhanced by the use of all these terrible drugs. The moment they are high, they know nothing again.
They can't actually seem to understand.
The issue of drug is a problem. And, you know, some of them will feel it's not really like drug, if you understand.
Yeah.
Or some of these mixtures and concoctions and those things that guys, quote unquote, guys take, you know, to feel among.
Exactly.
Because they want to belong.
They want to belong.
And, you know, at that point, when they have lost the control of their senses, and many of those things have aphrodisiac content. It makes them, you know, sexually active, and they have lost their senses. And anybody around, any female around at that time, you know, it will
bear the consequences.
We bear, no, really, not the consequence. We bear the brunt.
Okay,
actually, that's not a consequence. So the brunt of such terrible behavior, and, you know, because they have lost this. But then, it's not excusable.
Of course, there is no excuse for that.
It's never excusable. Alcohol or drug will never have enough as the reason why you are misbehaving, or why you are a killer
sexually, and then killing the person. I mean, sometimes I just wonder how people heal just taking life from someone, and you see the person struggling.
Only wonder, yeah.
It's,
and, you know, for the ones that are drug related, some of them are, they don't know.
Yeah, they don't. They're actually not conscious. They don't know what is happening.
Some of them even rape their fellow boys. Some of them do. We've heard stories of some terrible human beings.
Yeah.
You know, and because of peer pressure and all of those things. But then either it's by drug or by alcohol, or they are just terribly wicked and all of those things. It is a no-no. So everybody should be everybody's keeper right now. And, you know, I don't want to sound controversial as well. I think a lot of girls still need to do better, actually. And if you ask me, I will tell you, there are some men, boys, guys, you know, that their lifestyle is too on the edge for you to associate with them.
Yeah, they just...
That's exactly.
Because they're getting what they want, maybe material things.
That is the problem, because thank God it's coming from you as a woman, because somebody might just take it out of context to say, why is this guy, you know, excuse? I'm not excusing it. There are some persons you see their lifestyle, you already know that the kind of lifestyle that these people live, they can do and undo. You should not be found around them. You should not be found close to them, because, you know, the moment you are in their house or among them is like a rat in the den of a lion.
Of course.
You stand no chance anything that
when you hear about,
and, you know, some of them, you know,
and all those things,
you know the kind of lifestyle that they live,
that kind of environment, you know.
Exactly. So why are you still there? These are the people you want to go clubbing with. I'm not saying because you are going clubbing you must be killed. No, hear me well. That's not what I'm saying. You know this kind of life that these guys live.
Know the kind of people you associate with. That's just the end point.
That's just the thing. You should not be found.
Associate with those that think rightly.
Yeah,
not those that at every point in time they are either on drugs or they're taking alcohol. They are actually not ever.
They puff, they puff, you puff. And, you know, this thing ends in a kind of way. That's what we are just. If there's any way that you can prevent yourself for being in that part, for being part of these terrible statistics, we should do as well. And parents should rein in on their daughters as well. Be a parent. Do what you have to do so that they don't have to be enticed. But some, they have what literally Yoruba call insect of the eye, because they are not contented with the provision of the caregivers or the. So they want the good life.
So you always use, you know,
and some of the guys that will give you,
the latest one is coming out, you're using it.
Some of the guys that will give you this good life, they live on the edge. These are some of the issues as well. But it's a terrible thing anybody's daughter, wife,
sister,
relative,
whoever
sister, needs to be handled in such a way. I think we have a lot to do, and it starts with advocacy and letting people to know that this is what you have to do. And quickly, sorry, I'm taking time, maybe because I have a female gender. I'm a girl's dad.
Right.
And of course, I have sisters, I have a wife as well. Maybe we should begin to teach our children to, our sisters, defense mechanisms.
Yeah.
That if peradventure somebody decides to move mad around you, there are things you can do, and then you call for help. I think it can work as well.
Yeah, I know.
So that somebody doesn't just come at you and you're already fidgeting while you have a chance to do something and call for help.
Some schools have already introduced the taekwondo in their curriculum, to bring people.
It's better.
Yes, to be able to give you a chance at life, because
thank you. A chance at life.
That defense, you need to be able to defend yourself.
Because the ones you watch a movie, the moment the man comes and say, "Oh," you see some of them shout. Girls wailing and they are defeated. Pardon my language. You are who? You know that the person you are coming to is not a weakling.
Yeah.
Better behave yourself and get out of my sight right now. Now, moving on. 800 ex-Boko Haram fighters undergoing de-radicalization, says DHQ. Somebody will say, here we go. 800 ex-Boko Haram fighters undergoing de-radicalization. Interesting. PDP Igudalo's camps in disarray, says APC, as Okwebelo closes case at tribunal. That is from Edo State.
Yeah.
And drama as Supreme Court dismisses Fubara's suit against pro-Wike lawmakers. We're going to be looking into this in the course of the program. And I am ready to serve Nigeria in any capacity, says AFDB President Kazaki Additional. And IBEDC pledges to restore power to UCH in 48 hours. We wish them all the best. And court adjourns trial indefinitely as Kanu queries George and jurisdiction. The man had an outburst yesterday.
Right.
At a court. But if time permits, we'll look into that as well. That will be all from The Guardian for today.
And on the Daily Trust this morning, we have 2027 additional hints at presidential run. 2027 additional hints at presidential run. And the writers that we have, he'll have our support, LND. Atiku meets Obasanjo over coalition. We'll be waiting. 2027 is going to be really hot, hot.
Politically.
Yeah, I really can't wait to see what's going to come out, out of the mergers, the coalitions, and those that are actually going to come out independently. Not independently, come out maybe additional now.
Wait to see.
Palestinians will have no right to return under Gaza plan, Trump. Palestinians will have no right to return under Gaza plan, Trump. Japa, one doctor attending to 1,800 cancer patients. I wouldn't even want to think about that. One doctor.
Don't.
1,800.
Yeah.
Are they trying to send the doctor to his or her early grave?
Well, that is this situation that such a doctor has found himself or herself. Let me quickly add at this point. I had some medical appointment last week, in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or thereabout. And it was at the eye clinic, actually. The cancer thing, granted, is one thing. Have you visited an eye clinic at a general hospital or a federal medical center or any of these public institutions before?
I don't think I've ever gone.
By the time you appear in the morning and you see the heads of people, you will want to run back. If not that, you are there for medical care. It's not like when you run back, you have an alternative. You just have to stay. And then you see the officers that are there attending to I'm not exaggerating, attending to 100 people in a shift. All of them they're not up to 10. And when I mean 10, they are not doctors. We are talking about record officers.
Yeah.
We're talking about the guy collecting money, the cashier. Yeah. We're talking about nurses taking BP, taking the eye reading, taking all of those things. One doctor that is a consultant, maybe a resident doctor, another person helping with cards, and all of them, in total, 10. And you have people that are 100 with different levels of eye complaints there. In fact, the moment you see them, you want to feel like, no, this is not for me. But if you go back to your house,
it's not going to help. Yeah, of course.
When you go to psychiatry, there is a particular teaching hospital in Nigeria, a state teaching hospital, that the psychiatric department had to be closed down. That is a unit, a department that has 150 beds. We reported it last year on this table, and I'm not sure they have resumed. 150-bed department, psychiatry, unit somewhere in this nation, because there are no more personnel to handle that part. So if, in that particular state, if anybody decides to move mad or something has happened to you, or you have mental issue, pardon my language to say move mad, but anything that has to do with psychiatry or mental issues, that person is on his own, or they take such a patient to another state or another facility. That is the reality. 1,800 patients, a doctor.
This reality is overwhelming. I mean, if our health sector is deteriorating to this extent, health is wealth. How do you expect Nigerians to actually move? And our leaders are telling us that people are coming in for transplant. How is that supposed to help our health sector? How is that supposed to employ doctors? How is that supposed to retain them? How is that supposed to give them good remuneration?
The thing is, sometimes we stand the risk of sounding like a broken record, because I'm sure
it's
they know.
over. Like this particular story has been in the news for God knows how long now.
1,800 patients.
Yeah.
To a doctor. And you're talking about a terminal disease or situation like cancer. That is the reality of everybody. And this particular doctor, if there is any doctor, this one doctor, I'm not saying it's only that particular doctor. That means for every 1,800 patients, at a given time, it's only one doctor that will attend to them, maybe across a week or 2 months. I knew somebody who went, let me use it, not me now, but because I have some experience and I had people complain the time that I went to the hospital, that went to an hospital to present an eye complaint. And in that hospital, she was told that the earliest you could see an eye specialist would be sometime, the person went earlier this month, that the earliest will be in May. May, from February to May. That this kind of your case, madam, please, it will take you have to come by 7th of March, and May rather, before you can have, a date. And you can't blame such a doctor. 1,800. And if there's this doctor, in the next 6 months, you are not sure that doctor will still be in this country. Because who wants to die? You just ask a very genuine question. Is there a plan to kill them? There might not be a plan to kill them, sorry, but the shadow will kill them. And we have a lot. That reminds me, somebody went to a hospital yesterday, and she came back, another different in the person, and she was complaining. That doctor was just behaving like a mad person. I said, what happened? He said, I wanted to give my complaints, and after seeing the result, the doctor said, okay, just go and use. I wanted to say, oh, these are the drugs I've been using before. Hope the ones you have written is not part of it, or kindly just look at what the person just say, madam, excuse me, please move to the next person. Say, how will a doctor be behaving mad? I had to tell the person that
the doctor's under undue pressure.
You don't know the kind of pressure that doctor is in, and you don't know when he has started that shift.
Right.
Not just that day. There are people who goes to work on Monday. Example, and I'm speaking fact here. A doctor friend, a senior reg at that time, who resumed a shift 8 a.m. on Monday morning and left. 8 a.m. Friday, and left 5 p.m. on Monday. 8 a.m. on Friday, at a very busy ward in that area, like that of ONG, the labor ward. So they are not playing there. And you are talking about the lives of a baby and that of a child, sometimes double babies and the mother. That is the reality. So if that doctor resumes 8 a.m., the whole of that Friday, he must still be fine. And he's the one manning that particular unit for that day. Obviously, the specialist or the consultant will not be there. He or she will only come when his or her attention is needed. They are not that jobless that they will be sitting there. And then the whole of Friday, the whole of Saturday, by Sunday morning, what kind of a job do you think that particular individual will do? The whole of Sunday and now all of Monday. That is the sad reality.
You know,
we learned in some states some doctors are collapsing.
Of
they
course.
are fainting.
I saw something on the public space some time ago, and the lady, she's a female doctor. It's a female doctor saying that she feels like she's going to die.
Yeah.
Like she's so stressed. And it wasn't long after that post, they found her dead in the hospital.
Because they do mental work.
Like
mental work.
You know, sometimes when
before that thing happened, the people that lady might have consulted at that point in time, you are not sure of quality consultation.
Of course.
Them. Because at that point, her head is spinning, her eyes are rolling, she's exhausted, and at the end of the day, drop. That's the reality. Let's just move ahead. You will feel
really we can't talk. We can't even
you can't exhaust that topic. You've seen the examples I've given you, and I didn't tell you the examples that I read, the ones that I know, and I knew people.
Of course, I can understand. You know, there was a time when people. I used to think that these doctors were just being insensitive.
Yeah,
like they just not want to come to work and all the rest. But then with the advent of news now, hearing a lot of things, you know that these people actually are not actually just shying away from their jobs. They're just
Saudi Arabia or Qatar or no, I think these countries are still even okay. Pardon me for due respect to every other country. A country like Sudan or Ethiopia or Ghana will just roll out and say, "Oh, we need 1,000 medical officers." And they roll out whatever they will pay. These people will move.
Of course, they're
exactly.
Moving.
They will move.
They are going. You know, you go to where you are being appreciated. It seems like
and the money is better.
Yeah, we're not appreciating them here. That's like the remuneration aspect. And our leaders are busy telling us something else. We should really work on this because health is wealth. And if we don't have health, I don't even see how we're supposed to survive in this country, considering that we already have lots of things.
Looking at your face right now, I think the only thing remaining for you is to do placard.
Right. It's annoying, truly.
It's a sad situation. Not just annoying. It is a terrible situation.
We'll continue. We have 6 die in Jigawa, Niger road crashes. Okay. Now we have road crash. We have been having road crashes, explosions since this year. Like, okay. Residents raise alarm over money doublers in Abuja community. Okay. Residents raise alarm over money doublers in Abuja community. Well, I wouldn't really know how this came about, but if you go to them, that's the only way you'd be a victim of whatever they're doing. Me, I don't really know why. I'm too scared or I'm too conscious of my money. I don't know how to do anything. You see all those online money, do this, do that. Even when I was in school, when there was this particular online something that came out that went around Nigeria that everyone was in. You see me? Exactly, MMM. You see me? My money is my money. I will make do with the one I have. I don't even want to lose the one I have at all. Like, Alkali's murder. Court recalls General Mohammed for cross-examination. Alkali's murder. Court recalls General Mohammed for cross-examination. Police retirement crisis festers. And we have the riders there. Top officers refuse to leave over IDP's tenure extension. Okay. Court to hear suit against PSC March 18. We are not aware of any failure to comply with directive PSC. Exit honorably, retired AIG counsels. Okay. I think this police case is really dragging. It's going longer than or wider than we thought. The whole extension of retirement and everything. Well, but since the court has stepped in, we'll wait to hear the final reading on that or the final judgment on that. And that will be all on the Daily Trust.
All right, from the Daily Trust, we move ahead. And the next point of call will be the punch for today. 2027, Obasanjo, Atiku, others meeting, no threat, says APC. Interesting.
Okay.
2027, Obasanjo, Atiku, others meeting, no threat, says APC. All right. And with a rider, ruling party unfazed as LP and NPP divided over possible Atiku-Obasanjo collaboration ahead of next election. All right, we've said so much about this. And below that, you have some pictures of the Minister of Power and some students, some persons, medical students of the University of Ibadan protesting over 100 days of blackout during the meeting between Minister of Power, Bayo Adelabu, and the management of UCH in Ibadan. You can see different insights or pictures there. 100 days of power outage, blackout, call it in the Nigerian way. And so you expect quality training, to be given to you.
You can only imagine
medical students who
just
are
few
taught,
hours without power. You know what it feels
medical
like.
students who are taught under these circumstances. So even if they are going to put up the alternative power plant, which is generator,
And for how
long? That's it. How do they get to power their devices? How do they get to make researches? What will be the situation of their rooms, of their classrooms, of the library that they are going? For us living around this area, you know how it has been, and these are the issues.
You don't even want to think
if
about.
they will go through these rigors right now and they weather it and come out strong, if actually there's anything like that, I think Venezuela, Argentina, opportunities will open in that place and the pay looks good and you think they won't go. Somebody will now come and be talking about patriotism. Oh, you are supposed to be patriotic. Oh, we too will have a particular top parliamentarian in this country say, we will have left the country if not because we are patriotic. Or guy, you are not patriotic. Nigeria has been taking care of you for like 20 years.
Of course.
That is the situation.
These are political leaders that just,
that was said by the Senate President, by the way, the current Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. It's patriotism that has made people like him to remain in this country. No, it's not patriotism, sir. With some Nigerians will disagree and say, you are governor for 8 years. You are Minister of Nigeria Delta for 4 years.
Nigerians.
You have been senator. Now you have returned again to be Senate President. And you say patriotism. Excuse me, Nigeria has been serving you.
Nigeria is taking care of you very well.
And many of your ilks, which legally I don't have any issues with, but nobody should bandy that patriotism thing. When all of you, with your eyes being opened, all of them, political parties, regardless, you are watching some medical students suffering 100 days of power outage just because the hospital could not pay his bills. The IBDC has come and it took the Minister of Power, who is from Oyo State. UCH is a federal establishment. The minister is a federal minister. By the way, he's not the Minister for Health, I know, but he is from the same Oyo State in which UCH is located in the same Ibadan. And he didn't know for like 100 days. He came and then they're having meetings, how the thing, and the IBDC are saying they will restore the light. It speaks so much about what we truly value.
Of course, what we truly value.
Yeah, that's it. And because, are you sure that the governor of the state or governor of any state or the minister himself will send his own relatives to this UCH that has no light for medical care? I am very sure your answer is as good as mine. I am very sure, 100%. All right, let's go ahead. You can see meetings being held, and check one of the pictures, and the top management staff and the minister are laughing. Sometimes you wonder what's the laugh about? What's the smile about? In this particular situation, they're exchanging pleasantries. All right, it's so much for the and you can see the students that have been affected. They are the ones shouting, carrying placards. And they are talking about the matter. Of course, they will have to. All right. It's frustrating. You can imagine how their hostels are. Without light, right? I'm sure some students will be doing co-pot as we are right now. Some of them will even do firewood because you have to exist. Can they afford regularly the gas, cooking gas? Their parents, what's their situation? And somebody is exchanging pleasantry. The top guys are, they are shaking the hands of the minister and everybody is smiling. What a picture, actually. Now, moving on. Why Rivers withdrew Supreme Court appeal against Pro wiki lawmakers, we will see clarity on this, because what does it really mean? Does that mean Martin Amaewhule is now
the
speaker of the House, or status quo is being maintained? Now, another sad news: Uber driver killed, body dumped on Lagos Road.
Not again.
Just somebody who wants to just help himself.
Yeah, he wants to leave, he wants to survive.
He just wants to survive. You don't know even if that car is on what you call a higher purchase plan,
right?
Installment plan, and some scrupulous element have ended his life. Edo Tribunal, let's also be careful. Okpebolo closes defense as lone witness admits over voting. And varsity admission, JAMB says 320 UTME benchmark for under 16 candidates. Okay. All the best to them. Court adjourns indefinitely as Kanu demands case transfer to Southeast. Interesting. And 800 surrendered Boko Haram's militants undergoing de-radicalization. Defense headquarters. And hospitals groan over deaths as FG 50% pass subsidy delays. And you can see the minister for power there, Minister Adilabu. That's all from the Punch.
And straight we move to the Nigerian Tribune. We have Atiku, Tambuwal, others visit to Obasanjo sparks fresh debate. Atiku, Tambuwal, others visit to Obasanjo sparks fresh debate. And the writers there we have, I wasn't at Obasanjo's house because of 2027, Atiku. I won't talk about 2027, Obasanjo. Okay, we'll be waiting. And you can see their picture there. Pictures of Obasanjo, Atiku, and the rest. We have NDLEA declares 4 members of Barishine drug cartel wanted over cocaine shipment to Saudi Arabia, Qatar. NDLEA declares 4 members of Barishine drug cartel wanted over cocaine shipment to Saudi Arabia, Qatar. Alaafin Oba Owode sets up 97-member coronation committee. Okay, this coronation, we're going to dance so plenty. Nnamdi Kanu challenges Justice Nyaka's jurisdiction to try him. And the writer that we have, court adjourns indefinitely. NRC APM terminals relaunch Lagos Ibadan cargo train, move 35 containers. NRC APM terminals relaunch Lagos Ibadan cargo train, move 35 containers. And we have Supreme Court reserves judgment in 4 appeals on Rivers political crisis. Supreme Court reserves judgment in 4 appeals on Rivers political crisis. And we have the writer there. Ubara's appeal over 2024 budget dismissed after council withdrew case. Relocate NLNG plans to Niger Delta, Pandef tells federal government. And the writer that we have wants Tinubu to sign South Development Commission bill into law. Top strip, we have power outage, what federal government, UCH, IBEDC resolved to do. The writer there says students protest as minister visits. Ariel Lighton's column, discourse returns. Okay, we have Ariel Lighton's column, discourse returns, and that will be all on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and also on the newspaper segment this morning. We'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll be talking about matters that concern us. Stay tuned.